The movie starts at a U.S. Marine Corps training center on July 10th, 2007. 4 days later, Captain Sam Cahill gets sent to Afghanistan. He writes a sad goodbye message for his wife, just in case he doesn't come back. He gives the note to his boss, hoping it never has to be used. Later, the main character comes home. Sam is a great family guy. He's married to Grace, and they have 2 girls, Maggie and Isabel. His younger brother Tommy is nothing like him. Tommy just got out of jail after doing time for robbing a bank. Sam meets up with Tommy, and they drive into town together. The house feels warm and welcoming when they get there. Grace is getting dinner ready to celebrate Tommy being out of jail. Right then, Tommy shows up and his little niece opens the door. She immediately tells on her mom, saying she doesn't like him. Eventually, everyone sits down for dinner, celebrating one son coming home and saying goodbye to the other who's heading off to war. Their dad, Hank, starts getting upset with Tommy and compares him to Sam, who does the right thing by serving the country instead of breaking rules.
Your brother's a hero.
The father keeps stirring things up, and it ends in an argument with Hank leaving the house. As he leaves, Tommy asks his brother to be careful.
Be safe over there, all right?
That evening, Sam takes off his wedding ring, and his wife hangs it around her neck and tells him she loves him. 5 days later, Sam is already driving through the Afghan desert and says he feels at home there. He records everything on his phone as they pass by destroyed equipment. Soon, the helicopter carrying him and his squad is shot down, and they crash. Grace is taking a bath when suddenly the doorbell rings. Her older daughter opens the door and sees 2 soldiers who have come to deliver the horrible news about her husband's death.
What's wrong?
Grace can't believe it. She keeps watching old videos of her husband and calling Sam's phone, but all she hears is his voice on the answering machine.
Sam Cahill, please leave a message.
That night, a drunk Tommy shows up at the house to return a car. He doesn't get why Grace is so upset about a broken headlight, but then she starts crying and tells him what happened to his brother. Tommy is the last one to find out because no one could reach him all day. He gets angry and yells at her, saying Sam should never have gone to Afghanistan in the first place. Tommy goes back to his parents' house and sits on the porch. His stepmom comes out and asks him to come inside, but he says he wants to be alone. Meanwhile, Grace tries to get the girls ready for the funeral, but they don't want to wear black dresses. At the funeral, Grace gets the same goodbye letter Sam had written before he left. After the service, Hank has been drinking again. Tommy tries to take the car keys from him so he won't drive while drunk. Hank starts criticizing Tommy again, comparing him to Sam. But this time, Tommy fights back. "You weren't a good father or husband," Tommy says. "You filled Sam's head with all that military stuff." Eventually, Hank just walks home. Grace is too scared to open the letter, so she puts it aside. Now we go back to Afghanistan. The Taliban are walking with 2 soldiers. It turns out Sam and another soldier, Private Joe, are still alive. The Taliban captured them and threw them into a zindan, an underground prison. Sam tells Joe not to say anything to the Taliban. He must stay quiet. Back home, a drunk Tommy calls Grace at 3 a.m. asking for money. He needs $47 to pay off a bartender who's threatening to report him for breaking his parole rules. Grace ends up picking him up in the middle of the night and bringing him home. The next morning, Tommy wakes up to the sound of pans clanging. The girls are making pancakes to try to cheer up their sad mom. Tommy tells them to stop being so loud.
Stop it.
No.
Maggie refuses, so Tommy finally gets up from the couch. Then Hank arrives. He didn't expect to see his son there. Hank apologizes for acting badly the night before. Tommy says Sam was always smarter than him. "That's not true," Hank replies. "You just gave up on everything you started. Sam never did."
I cut my throat to bring him back, Dad.
How she lives with this kitchen the way it is.
Sam is locked inside a wooden cage. He looks through a small crack and sees a helicopter flying over the Taliban camp. He thinks maybe they're looking for him and starts hitting the boards with a rock to try to escape. But one of the guards sees him and points a gun at him. Then they put a huge rock on top of the board so he can't break free. Back home, Tommy remembers his dad complaining about Grace's old kitchen. Out of nowhere, Tommy and his friends start fixing it up without telling anyone. 2 months have passed since Sam was captured. While Sam tries to stay strong, Private Joe is falling apart. Joe blames Sam for saving him, saying life here is pure hell and he wishes he were dead. Sam keeps telling him not to tell the Taliban who he is or what rank he has. Sam hears the Taliban arguing.
You remember what I told you? No information. You give them nothing. You give them nothing, Private.
Yeah.
It seems like they've made a decision. The two Americans are forced into a car and taken somewhere else. Before moving the prisoners, the Taliban bring out an Afghan man and make him kneel down. He used a satellite phone to call his pregnant wife and gave away their hiding spot. As punishment, they shoot him in the head right there. Then they turn to Sam and say, "Welcome. This is our country. You don't belong here." They tell Sam he has to deliver a message to America, or else something bad will happen to him. While all this is going on, Grace is still grieving Sam's death. At home, Tommy and the guys keep working on the kitchen. Even the girls help out. They talk about how good their dad was at sports. Maggie accidentally spills paint on one of the workers, a guy with a beard.
What are you doing?
Painting.
Now he needs a new pair of pants and a shirt. Grace goes to get some clothes from her husband's closet, but suddenly breaks down. She grabs everything she can carry and leaves. Owen, the guy with paint on him, doesn't know why he got so many clothes or if he should give them back. Grace just feels sad again. Back in captivity, Sam is tied to a post outside in the open. They pour water over him and ask if he wants to help his friend. Right in front of him, Private Joe is burned with a hot iron. Joe can't take the pain anymore. On camera, he says Americans shouldn't be in Afghanistan and sends love to his wife and child. He also tells them that Sam has 2 daughters. Meanwhile, Grace comes home and gets a surprise. The kitchen is done just in time for her birthday. Everyone celebrates with her, but one person is missing. Sam. Winter has arrived. During a walk, Isabel, the older daughter, tells Tommy that everyone always pays more attention to Maggie because she's cute. Tommy tells her a story about how Sam once saved him from drowning in that same river. Later, they go to an ice rink, and Grace is surprised by how well Tommy connects with the kids. Tommy also visits the bank employee he had scared during his robbery years ago. He apologizes, and they talk for over an hour. After the robbery, the woman couldn't sleep for 3 years, always afraid he'd come back and hurt her. When Tommy tells Grace this, she feels proud of him. That evening, they talk about high school. Grace admits she didn't like Tommy back then because he was always drunk and getting into trouble. As they talk and look at each other, they end up kissing. Grace says she needs some fresh air and walks away. Tommy stays behind, upset. Through all of this, Sam's goodbye letter stays unopened in a drawer. Grace never reads it. Meanwhile, Sam and Joe are still being tortured. One day, Sam is handed a metal pipe and told to kill Joe. Since Joe already gave away secrets, the Taliban now see him as useless. At first, Sam throws the pipe away, but they point a gun at him and say, "Either you do it or you die." They even mention Sam's family and threaten to hurt them if he doesn't kill Joe. Sam gives in. Amid the yelling of the Taliban, he uses the pipe to beat Joe to death. Sam's execution is recorded on video. Around the same time, Tommy shows up at Grace's house again, pretending he's there to install some decorative panels. Grace feels a little awkward after what happened the night before. Tommy says he'd like to see the girls more often. Grace tells him they all enjoy seeing him. Later, Hank comes by and is surprised to see how handy Tommy has become. Meanwhile, back in Afghanistan, American forces attack the Taliban camp. One of the Taliban leaders tries to shoot Sam but misses. Then the leader gets shot and falls into a deep hole in the ground. The camera recording the execution catches fire and burns. Finally, Sam is freed from captivity. Just then, Tommy is playing with the kids outside when the phone rings inside. Grace picks it up and finds out that her husband is actually alive. She can't believe it. She's in total shock. The whole family rushes to the airport to meet him. Tommy is happy, but also sad because things will change now. When they get home, the girls proudly show off the new kitchen and tell everyone Tommy helped fix it up. Sam hugs his wife and daughters tightly, overwhelmed to be home. Later, Grace joins him in the bathroom and gently kisses his scars, but Sam doesn't respond. He seems distant and cold. He's clearly changed. Tommy reads a newspaper article about Private Joe's death and that Sam was the one who killed him. Hank notices something's off with Sam and remembers how he himself acted strangely after coming home from the Vietnam War. At the ice rink, Sam sees how close Grace and the kids have become with Tommy. He thanks Tommy for helping them and says he never expected it. Then he adds, Grace is amazing, before suddenly asking, did you sleep with her?
Did you her?
Sam refuses to believe anything else. He's convinced they had a relationship. They act like a couple who just got caught. Later, the widow of Private Joe visits Sam's house with her young son. She's been having nightmares where she blames Sam for surviving while her husband didn't. She apologizes for coming and asks if Sam saw how her husband died. Sam lies and says he doesn't remember anything about it. One night, Sam completely loses control. Holding a gun, he starts lining up glasses on a shelf like he's going to shoot them. He walks around the house with the weapon still in hand. The next day, he goes to the military base and asks to return to duty. When the major asks about his family, Sam says he can't stay with them. No one understands why, but Sam still has to spend time with his family. At dinner, the girls are being playful and joking around. Sam suddenly yells at them, saying their jokes aren't funny. Grace tries to calm him down, but he just leaves the table. Isabel asks when Uncle Tommy's coming back. It's clear something is seriously wrong with her dad. Grace wants Sam to talk about what happened in Afghanistan, but he keeps asking about what went on between her and Tommy. Nothing.
We kissed, that's it.
Grace insists. I thought you were dead. Sam doesn't believe her. He gets up and walks away. He decides to visit Private Joe's grave late at night. Joe was only 21 when he died. When Sam comes home, the girls are playing outside. Isabel sees him and freezes. She looks scared. Sam hugs both girls and tells them everything will be okay. The older girl is barely holding back tears. Sam tells Grace he spent the whole night thinking about the family and realizes how lucky he is to be alive. They hug. It's Maggie's birthday, so they go to Hank's house. Everyone is waiting for Tommy. When he arrives, he brings Tina, a girl he met just an hour earlier, trying to lighten the mood. Tina talks too much and makes strange comments about the military. Tommy tries to stop her, but she won't shut up. Sam becomes tense. The girls start acting silly. Sam keeps getting angry at Isabel. She complains that everyone loves her sister more and that she always gets the better stuff. Sam finally snaps and pops it. That's when Isabel blurts out, "Why didn't you stay dead? You're mad because Mom wants to sleep with Uncle Tommy and not you. They're always making love." Everyone goes quiet. Sam is deeply hurt. On the drive home, no one speaks. Before bed, Isabel apologizes to her mom. "I know it's not true," she says. "I just don't like Dad anymore. I want Uncle Tommy instead." "Me too," says Maggie. Sam sits in the living room and asks Grace if the kids said their prayers. Then he suddenly grabs a crowbar and starts destroying the new kitchen.
I love you, Grace!
Please, our girls, please.
You know how much I love you! You know what I did? You know how much you fucking suffered? What are you doing here?
In a breakdown, Sam hits himself in the head and keeps tearing apart the kitchen. Tommy walks in and tries to hug him, but Sam pulls out a gun and points it at Tommy's head. Police sirens wail outside. Sam steps outside with the gun raised. Officers tell him to drop it, but he shouts, "Why are you even here? You think I'm a hero? You don't know what I've done." He puts the gun to his head. Tommy and Grace rush out, trying to reach him. "What's going on, Sam?"
What's going on, Sam?
I'm drowning, Tommy.
Sam drops the gun and is arrested. Grace takes the girls to sleep together so they feel safe. Finally, she opens the letter Sam wrote long ago, the one he left in case he didn't come back. "If you're reading this, it means I didn't make it back." Tears fall as the words hit her heart. That night, Sam calls Tommy from a psychiatric clinic for veterans. He wants to make peace. Tommy stays with the girls and Grace visits Sam. "I've loved you since I was 16, she tells him. "But if you don't tell me what happened to you over there, you'll never see me again. Why are you hurting yourself?" Sam finally agrees to talk. A tear runs down his cheek as he whispers,
Joe Willis.
"I killed Joe Willis." Grace holds him tight. After everything, he wonders if he'll ever be able to live a normal life again.